Hello guys, this is Clint Locklear from Wolfer Nation, and I want to do a quick video of something that has happened on my YouTube channel. And I want to explain something better because obviously I did a bad job at that, so I'll take responsibility. So for a UBtrapper out there, I'm going to explain one video to you so you clearly can understand what I was saying instead of making crap up the way that you're doing it now. Now, where all this got started is UBtrapper gets on my Wolfer Nation channel and decides that he is going to basically exaggerate, just being like Obama, Hillary Clinton, every other crazy liberal out there that just ignores any fact whatsoever and tries to put something on somebody else because it makes them feel better. That's what UBtrapper does. But in case, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here, and I want to explain that video so even he can understand it. Now, the video, before I get into that, I want to read these comments so everybody knows where this is coming from. And I apologize for anybody out there that came to actually maybe learn a little bit about something, but sometimes someone needs to say some things to some of these basically trolls on the internet. Now, these are the comments under a video that was on Coon Collector, which is just a video back. You can go look at it. This is from UBtrapper. So you make a video saying lure is not intended to put an animal's foot in the trap, and more or less the trapper who thinks this is an idiot. And he's got a parentheses, uneducated. Because I didn't say idiot, I said uneducated. And if you don't know the difference between idiot and uneducated, you're a freaking moron, dude. You really are. When I say uneducated, when we get to the explanation of the lure does not put the animal in the trap, you will understand that unless you think that somehow a lure has got a freaking brain in it, that you just don't understand what's going on in trapping. Because I didn't say that. So there again, you're starting off already being a liar. Because you're trying to put words in my mouth, and that's showing your lack of character. Then you come out with another video saying you have made the greatest trailing scent known to mankind, question mark, laugh out loud, $29, ha ha ha. This reminds me of the old, and he talks about a commercial, laugh out loud, what a cocky and arrogant guy. Now this went on in PA Trapper, which from the way this is written, and I'm not going to jump to any conclusions for PA Trapper on this because I don't know when you type stuff into a text form, it can come off the wrong way and you can make an error. So I'm not even going to go there, but I'm going to read what he says. Yes, he said, lure is not intended to put an animal's foot in the trap. The above is bait. PA Trapper again. So that liquid in the bottle is not lure, huh? See, I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but it's definitely not the aspect of UBtrapper. To me, it's the same thing as liquid bait solution. You mix with your own meat only. This you mix with your own pellets. Dude, you are a freaking genius, is what you are, is a genius. That's exactly what Coon Collector is. I didn't think anybody out there would figure that out since it's a concept that's been around forever. Such a smart guy. To point that out to everybody, thank you very much, because I should have said bait solution probably, even though that's not the way a lot of people have used it, which I explained in the video. Now see, most of the time when you get these little trolls that have never done anything in their life, because I've looked at his YouTube channel, doesn't done anything. From somebody that has put theirself out there as public as I'm used to people not liking me, and I'm fine with that. People don't like the traps I use. I'm fine with that. People don't like my lure. I'm fine with that. They don't like how I set sets. I'm fine with that. I just show what it is that I do. I've never claimed to be the best trapper, the smartest trapper, the greatest trapper, or have, let me get this quote right since you made it up, that I have the greatest trailing scent known to mankind. Now, see, you don't have to like me, and I really don't care. But what you did, UBtrapper, is you questioned my integrity. And when you do that, brother, you better buckle up. You don't have to like me, but don't question my integrity when it comes to what I'm doing with my products. Now, what I think it is, and I can say this with some pretty much clarity when it comes to this, it's called projection. Has anybody out there ever talked to someone that sees the world in race only? They think all white people are racist. They think this other group is racist. They see everything, every word, every phrase, every action. They put it through the lens of racism. And the reason they do that is because they're racist themselves, and they can't believe that not everybody thinks exactly the same way that they do. It's called projection. You can look it up. It's a very common, understand human trait. We project it on other people because we believe that. On the same token, when you have somebody that listens to the Coon Collector video and watches the video of me explaining that a lure does not put the foot of an animal in a trap, and that is a dishonest person that would take advantage of people, manipulate people, and try to throw the wool over someone's eyes, they just automatically project that part of their character onto whatever they're watching because they just believe that everybody else is just like them. And that's not me. So I want to go through the first video on putting the foot in the trap so even UBtrapper can understand it. And I'm not calling you an idiot, even though I really think you are as a person. But when it comes to this subject, maybe you don't understand what I was saying, because the gentleman that wrote me that email, he definitely understood it and he thanked me for it because it made sense to him. But since you want to project your character into what I'm saying, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and I'm going to explain that video to you very, very quickly. See, lure and bait can do a couple of different things. You have bait, for example, like Simply Mice. That is made to get an animal to come close to an object or a hole. That's what it does. Then you have other baits like Coon Crack that is designed to put on something so the animal wants to physically put it in its mouth. Some lures will cause a urine response. Some will get one psychologically hyped up for sex. Lures have different things that they do. So a lure is not a lure because some are intended for an animal to pick it up because they taste good, they smell good. Some of them have stimulants in it like this. Simply Mice or Boss Dog or any other type of lure that I make is intended, and any other lure that's like this or bait is intended to get an animal close to a trap. Once this stuff gets it close to the trap, it is completely and utterly up to the trapper to put the trap where the lure is getting the animal close. Because if a lure could put an animal in the trap, this is what has to happen. So I want to be very clear here. Lures do not have a brain, nor do they have a nervous system. They also are not connected to the trap. They don't know a trap is there, believe it or not. They don't even know what their intended is. Coon Crack has no idea what it's been made to do. It's an inanimate object. That's all it is that gets an animal to do whatever it's supposed to do if it's a good lure. And this is. They want to put it in their mouth and they want to eat it. The lure is not connected to that trap at all, nor is the lure connected to the animal. So there's no like magical microwaves coming out of a lure to go to the animal to go, hey man, you need to put your foot 6 inches back from a trap. Because if you think a lure is going to put an animal in the trap, that's kind of what you're thinking. Now to someone, when I said is not educated in trapping, they just assume if you put the hole in the lure in your trap, that should put it right where they put the trap. But how would the lure know? And a young trapper, he's not going to know that either. He'll figure it out over time, but he doesn't know that to begin with. Now, see, the trap is an inanimate object, also with no brain, no central. They're not hooked through the internet, any type of mesh nets. There's no nanotechnology that's running back and forth between them, so the lure knows exactly where the trapper put the trap. Because if the lure can put the animal's foot in the trap, the lure has to know, which it doesn't have a brain, where the trap is at. You kind of get what I'm saying here? But it can't do that. More than that, the lure would have to be able to communicate with that trap because it'd have to know where it is, right? It's got to know exactly where it is in that trap pattern to put the animal in the trap. Then it has to be able to magically, with whatever technology you think that's supposed to be in a lure, reach out to a coyote and take over its brain, take away all its phobias, take away all its habits, and that lure can just magically blow out of a hole and grab a hold of a coyote or whatever animal it is and make it put its foot 6 inches away from a hole, or the magical 9 and 2 inches offset away from the hole. But see, since this doesn't know what it's for, and the trap doesn't know what it's for, and the animal doesn't know what this is trying to tell it to do, because it's not really trying to tell it what to do anything, it's just getting it close to the hole, or for them to put it in their mouth because it tastes and smells really good. When I say that a lure cannot put an animal in the trap, it's because they're not connected in any way whatsoever. They're not connected. They don't know about each other. So for anybody to believe that a lure can put an animal in a trap, the lure's got to know where the trap's at. The lure's got to be able to communicate with the animal, and it's got to work like this very sophisticated system, and it does not. The lure either gets an animal to put it in its mouth or to get close to where you put it. And then you as the trapper have to figure out what the animal's going to do to get it to get in the trap. So if you have your trap placement off, the lure cannot adjust for your trap placement. Does that make sense, UBtrapper? What I was trying to say? Hopefully that's on your intelligence level where that's crystal clear at this point. Now, when I'm talking about the coon collector, that lure is designed when you spray it or mix it into the pellets like the genius that you are figuring out that's a bait solution, which I just assumed was pretty understood, that it's designed to put it in their mouth, just like you do a hamburger. Now, if you put the bait that's designed to be picked up and put in their mouth in a dog-proof trap with a trigger blocking it, when they try to put it in their mouth, they fire the trap and they get caught. See the difference between those two? One gets them close to the trap where you're putting your lure, and one gets them to put their foot in the trap because it tastes good. Because you can pour coon collector on some pellets and just put it on the ground without the trap, and they'll sit there and eat it all day long, but they're not going to get caught. So you have to put it in a mechanism that will catch the animal. Does that clear this up for you? I hope it does. Because you're trying to portray me being either somehow fishy or crooked because I answer an email for one trapper and try to explain in a tactful way that you have to put the trap where it needs to be. The lure can't do that for you because it doesn't have a brain. It's not hooked to anything. And then I show a product. Now, see, this is where I have a feeling you're going to be, your real projection of your own characters coming out here. See, what you can't understand is I've built my business off giving value to trappers in every single way that I can. I don't cut my lures even when I could, and the trapper probably wouldn't even know it. I don't do that. I get the best ingredients that I can, and I can get them cheaper, but I don't do that. I try to come up with ways so a trapper, when he goes out with either information or a product, can get the most value from that experience or income from that experience that he can. Now, to somebody that looks at the world as it's just a way to get over on people, and you're trying to project that to me, that's on you, dude, not me. Don't put your projections on me because I'm not you and I do not think like you. Because anybody with any rational common sense would look at the coon collector video, which we were just cutting up. That's all that was. The Glenbeck whiteboard being a piece of torn up cardboard, just having a good time in between making lure comedy relief. And we got a new product, so we got to tell somebody about it. So we went out there and kind of did that. As someone else pointed out in the comments, I got the math wrong on the quarts of the pints because we didn't put that much thought process into it. It was just, we got a product, we want to let someone know about it. Now, if me showing that if somebody, and here's what I don't get from you, Because I thought what I was going to find is you're like a fledgling lure maker that sells pellets and's pissed off that all of a sudden people know they can do this a lot cheaper now. That's what I thought I was going to find. Couldn't find any information because I can't tell you ever done anything before. What I was trying to show, to give value to a trapper, because I can easily put the pellets in a pint jar like I do gator bait and make $500 over the same volume of the bait solution that I'm putting in there. But I chose to give more value to the customer by allowing him to have a highly concentrated, highly effective bait solution to go get his own pellets so he can put it in his own pellets and save hundreds of dollars. See, that's giving value. Now, a greedy trying to get over on somebody, like I have a feeling you are, would not understand that principle in business. Giving value to a customer is not being cocky and arrogant, you little peckerhead. That's trying to be a good person. Do not question my integrity when it comes to me trying to give value to trappers. That's all I've done for 15 or 20 years is try to help trappers. And then somebody like you wants to project your lack of character onto me because you just assume everybody else is the same kind of dirtbaggish mentality that you have. And it's not the truth. Now, do I market my products? Yes, I do. You know what? If you have a job and you're not just on welfare all the time, somebody has to sell what you do or you don't have a job. Selling is part of life. If you want to go on a hunting trip with your wife and you're kind of tight on money, you're going to have to sell that idea to your wife or it's going to be problems. That's selling. That's all it is. It's selling. That's what you have to do. Every factory worker does not have a factory job unless someone lets somebody know what the product is. That's what selling is. So I can make products and just stack them up in here and let no one know about it, so I'm not, quote, selling, so offending somebody like you, to let people know what these products are, and I won't sell anything, and therefore I won't be in business. Everything you've done in life, dude, is because someone sold you. That does not make that arrogant nor cocky. Us cutting up in the backyard is not arrogant or cocky. If you knew me at all, you would know I take myself the less serious of anybody that is somewhat well known in trapping than you will ever meet. Because I don't take myself seriously. I take my business seriously, but I don't take myself seriously. I'm just a trapper. That's all I am, is a trapper. That does not make me arrogant. Have I caught a bunch of stuff? Sure. That does not make me arrogant. That means I worked really hard. That's all that means. And I went to places that had animals. That's what that means. So don't project your lack of character onto me or what I'm trying to do. And please try to not be so much like a just crazy, off the charts liberal where you try to infer what I mean when you have no idea what I mean. Not unless you're God, and I seriously doubt you are. So when you put stuff in here like this, all you're doing is showing that you are a dirtbag at heart. And if you don't like the message that I'm giving you, I go to conventions all over the country. My booth is really easy to find. So if you want to discuss this like a man and not like a little teenage girl, come see me at a convention and do it eyeball to eyeball. If you don't like what I'm doing, quit watching me. I don't need someone to watch me that doesn't care about anything that I'm doing. You're wasting your time. But if you want to talk about it more, come find me at a convention. Because I'm really, really willing to bet you're not so much of the Billy Badass in real life as you are sitting behind a computer screen. So hopefully I cleared up that a lure cannot put an animal in a trap on your level. And I hope you understand now, please do not project yourself onto me, because I'm not you, and my motivations obviously are not like you.